Hi, I'm Kay Warren from Bright Life, and this little quick video is all about the idea of pacing yourself. Have you ever caught yourself running at life far too quickly, trying to make too many things happen at once, or ever maybe felt tired and then pushed yourself to keep going? What about getting frustrated with other people around you? Have you ever felt like you just wish everyone could just, pick it up a gear, or alternatively just slow down and relax? That's what the idea of pacing is all about, and it's a key NLP concept that says really to be in rapport with another person, or even in rapport with ourselves, we need to be kind of pacing the energy level, pacing what's happening, pacing our response to life. So many of us suffer from the Protestant work ethic, and what that really means is we work too hard, and we work when we're tired, and we push ourselves to keep going. And for those of you who suffer from that from time to time, and I'm right there with you, here's an idea for you. Life is about contact, withdrawal. Contact, withdrawal. That's how our energy level works also. Focus, rest. Focus, rest. Concentration, relaxation. Concentration, relaxation. And yet so many of us expect ourselves to be kind of focus, focus, focus. Concentration, concentration, concentration. Activity, activity, activity. It's not, activity, rest and repose. Activity, do something else. We tend to be like kind of all the time like this. Why can't I do any more? Oh dear, now I've got to also think about the family and the other activities and the home and the this, that, and the other. So, when you look at your life, are you getting the balance right around contact, withdrawal? Time for others, time for you. Time for work, time for rest. Time for activities, time for play. Really work at getting that right for you. Then it's also useful to think about, what is the speed I'm running at? If you were a car, what gear are you in at the moment? Just because a car can go in fifth gear doesn't mean it's supposed to go in fifth gear all the time. Dear friend of mine said to me the other day, she'd been thinking about the speedometer in the car and thinking the car might have the capability of going to 120, say, but that doesn't mean you're going to use that capability. You're going to cruise along somewhere between 40 and 70 most of the time, and yet so many of us are expecting ourselves and others to be at 120 all the time. So ask yourself, particularly if you're in a leadership position, and that could include being the leader of your family, am I setting the right example in terms of the speed I'm running at? My good friend Chuck Blakeman has this saying that I absolutely love. He's a business coach and consultant, and he says to people all the time, you got to give from your fruit, not from your root. And when we over-push ourselves and we do contact, that we end up giving from our root, not from our fruit. So life is supposed to contain a balance of activities, and you'll find it easier to achieve a flow state and better concentration if you allow yourself to do both. Otherwise, this over-efforting gets involved that doesn't do anybody any good. Now, when you think about how you pace other people around you, here's the thing. If you want people to speed up a little and pick up the pace a little, telling them to pick up the pace probably isn't going to do it. Hitting people with a big stick rarely produces anything apart from a short-term response. But what does work is to tune yourself in with the speed the other person is going and then gradually increase it. Those of you who are my corporate executive coaching clients will know that when we meet, I often suggest that we go for a walk. And what you won't realize is that on that walk, in the first few minutes, I'm very carefully noticing how fast are you walking, how agitated is the walk, and I'm working to match my pace with yours, and then to either slow it down a gear, if that's what's required, or speed it up a bit if I notice your feet are really dragging. And what I'm aiming to do is get you into that flow state where you're cruising between 40 and 70 miles an hour. But I can't do that by just saying to you, gosh, you're walking overly fast, shall we slow down? No. I walk at the same pace as you, and then I gradually slow down, and you are influenced by my behavior. Now, we can do this a lot with people around us in our working environment. Instead of getting into that dissonance thing where somebody's going along at one speed and you're going along at a completely different one, you might do well to kind of meet that person where they are and then gradually speed things up, or meet that person where they are and then gradually slow things down. Now, those of you who share your life with someone, in a way, you know all about this already, because how many times have you been thinking, tonight, I just want tonight to go a certain way. When I get home from work, I want my evening to be like whatever. And then the other person comes home and you realize you're not going to have that kind of evening at all. It's just not going to happen. That is pacing in action right there. It's realizing you're going to have to match where the other person is and then gradually lead things to where you want them to go. So, homework for you, following on from watching this video, is notice the pace you tend to set. Notice the influence you tend to have on other people's pace, and make conscious choices about how you're going to manage contact withdrawal in your own life. I hope this has been helpful to you. Speak to you again soon. Bye-bye.